The night shift at the Stanton Paleontological Museum was supposed to be easy. Just lock the doors, make the rounds, and try not to fall asleep on the job. But for Mara Kenner, it was anything but easy. The museum at night didn't feel like a building, it felt alive. She'd taken the night watch position to help pay for her archaeology degree. Her friends joked about how perfect it was. Mara, the dinosaur nerd, guarding bones older than humanity itself. But they'd never been inside after dark. They hadn't heard the noises that came after the lights went out. That night, the air was thick and dry, the scent of dust and preservation chemicals clinging to everything. The massive skeleton of a Spinosaurus loomed above her as she started her first patrol. She checked her watch. 12:07 a.m. The museum was silent, except for the hum of the temperature regulators that kept the fossils from crumbling. She shined her flashlight across the display cases, fossilized claws, ancient skulls, petrified insects. Then, as she turned a corner toward the Hall of Giants, something clattered. She froze. It sounded like bones falling onto marble. Probably just the air vents, she whispered to herself. Her voice was swallowed by the vastness of the hall. She kept walking, trying to shake off the chill creeping up her spine. When she entered the main exhibit room, her flashlight flickered. The massive Spinosaurus skeleton at the center of the hall seemed to loom higher than before, its shadow stretching longer across the floor. Mara blinked. "You're seeing things," she muttered, giving herself a nervous laugh. Then came the sound again. Closer. Clack, clack. Like something stepping onto tile with bare, bony feet. "Hello?" Her voice echoed through the gallery. No answer. She swept her flashlight along the display, and for a brief moment, she could have sworn one of the skeleton's claws was lower than before, closer to the ground. The beam trembled in her shaking hand. "Not funny," she said louder, hoping to catch a janitor or late visitor sneaking around. Nothing. She decided to check the security cameras from the main office. Her footsteps echoed through the empty halls as she hurried toward the control room. But when she turned the last corner, she stopped dead. The hallway was littered with footprints, three-toed, reptilian, stamped deep into the dust on the floor. They led away from the main exhibit. Her breath hitched. No, that's not possible. The security office was just ahead. She slammed the door shut behind her, locked it, and turned on the monitors. At first, all the screens showed nothing but quiet darkness. Then one feed blinked. Camera 4, the Hall of Giants. Her blood ran cold. The Spinosaurus skeleton was gone. The display was empty. The spotlight aimed at the pedestal lit nothing but dust motes in the air. And then, from the far end of the camera view, something massive moved into frame. Slowly, its spine arched, its elongated skull brushing the rafters. Its bones weren't white anymore. They pulsed faintly, glowing from within like cooling embers. Mara's pulse thundered in her ears. She reached for the phone. Deadline. No dial tone. She tried her radio. Static. A low, guttural rumble echoed through the hallway outside. The door handle rattled once, then twice, then stopped. Her flashlight beam darted around the office. There was an emergency exit at the far end of the museum. She could make it if she stayed quiet. She slipped the keycard from her belt and crept toward the hall, trying to breathe silently. The lights overhead flickered as she passed the fossil lab. Through the glass window, she saw trays of bones begin to tremble. The air vibrated with a low-frequency hum. The room filled with a faint glowing mist seeping from the cracks in the fossil cases. Then the glass shattered. The mist poured into the hallway, curling like smoke, and within it, something moved. Not bones this time, muscle. Strips of sinew knitting between joints, forming flesh where there should only have been stone. She bolted. Her boots slammed against the marble floor, echoing down the corridor. Behind her came the thunder of massive claws hitting the ground. Thud, thud, thud. Each impact sent tremors through the walls. She turned the corner and saw the exit sign glowing red in the distance. She sprinted for it, lungs burning. The pounding grew louder, closer. She didn't dare look back. The emergency door was just ahead. She slammed her card against the reader. Denied. She cursed, slammed it again. Denied. Then a shadow fell over her. the air filled with the smell of earth, decay, and something ancient. Slowly, trembling, she turned. The creature towered above her, half bone, half flesh, steam rising from its glowing ribs. Its skull tilted, empty eye sockets locking onto her. Then, in a sound that didn't belong in this world, it breathed. The roar shattered the glass above her, sending shards raining down. Mara screamed and threw herself sideways as the creature's claw came down, crushing the spot where she'd stood. She scrambled, crawling across the slick floor toward a fallen fire extinguisher. She grabbed it and sprayed wildly into the thing's face. A white cloud engulfed the hall, and for a heartbeat she couldn't see anything. But she heard it thrash, bones grinding against tile, then retreating, its roars fading back into the fog. The emergency lights flickered once, twice, and then the card reader beeped green. Mara stumbled outside into the cold night air, collapsing on the museum steps. Her chest heaved, the silence of the city pressing in around her. Behind her, through the shattered glass doors, the lights flickered one last time. Deep in the hall, the massive skeleton of the Spinosaurus stood tall again, reassembled perfectly in its case, as if it had never moved. Only one thing was different. The skull was tilted slightly downward, its empty eyes fixed directly on the front entrance. And beneath the display, etched into the marble floor, were 3 deep claw marks. Fresh. Thanks for watching. Is there anything you'd like to see in a short horror story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.